Hello everyone, you are watching a channel Darius Tran. Submarines are an important part of any country's naval fleet. Submarines have evolved to become faster, stealthier, and more maneuverable with each iteration. They can travel underwater without being detected and spy on the enemy or even deploy lethal weapons, lay mines around ports, sink ships without getting noticed and fire missiles precisely, destroying their targets. Let's take a closer look at the 5 fastest submarines in the world that are currently in service and some of the ones that have been decommissioned. Number 5. Imperator Aleksandr III. This Borii-class nuclear-powered ballistic missile submarine is a part of the Russian Navy. It was named after Aleksandr III of Russia. This submarine is equipped with 16 nuclear-tipped Bulava intercontinental ballistic missiles. The Borii is the first new generation of underwater vessels that Russia launched since the Cold War. Built by Sevmash, the sub was laid down in 2015, launched in 2022, and commissioned on December 11, 2023. It displaces 14,720 tons when surfaced and 24,000 tons when submerged. It is 170 m long and 13.5 m wide with a 10 m draft. Imperator Aleksandr III can reach a speed of 25 knots and can support a complement of 130 officers. It carries 16 R-30 Bulava SLBMs, 6 torpedo tubes and an RPK-2 Vuga anti-submarine missile. Number 4. USS Virginia. USS Virginia, also referred to as SSN 774, is a nuclear cruise missile attack sub and the lead ship of her class. Electric Boat Division of General Dynamics Corporation in Groton was given the contract for her construction in 1998, and her keel was laid in 1999. Launched in 2003, she became the first submarine of the U.S. Navy to be designed on a computer. It has a unique feature: a photonics mast allows the designer to keep its control room in a less constrained space. It has an all-digital ship and ballast control systems operated by senior watchstanders and a pressure chamber to deploy divers, SEALs, and other special forces while submerged. USS Virginia has a displacement of 7,800 tons and measures 115 m lengthwise and 10.4 m breadthwise. It has a 9.8 m draft and a speed of 25 knots. The sub has a nuclear reactor, 2 steam turbines, a single-shaft pumpjet propeller and a secondary propulsion motor. It can accommodate 134 officers and enlisted personnel. USS Virginia's armament includes 12 VLS tubes, 4 torpedo tubes for Mk-48 torpedoes and a BGM-109 Tomahawk. Virginia-class submarines are made for various missions, including anti-submarine warfare, intelligence gathering, surveillance, etc. They were made to replace the Los Angeles class of subs, most of which have already been decommissioned. Number 3. Shang-Class. Shang-Class is a family of second-generation nuclear-powered attack submarines constructed by China's shipbuilding industry at Bohai Shipyard in Huludao, China's Liaoning province. There are 6 Shang-Class subs in service with the Chinese Navy, including Shang-I-class SSNs or Type 093, Shang-2 class or Type 093A and Shang-3 class SSNs, also called Type 093B. The Type 093A and Type 093B are the improved versions of the Type 093 submarine. The Shang-class subs are 107 m long, with a beam of 11 m and a 7.5 m draft. With a 7,000-ton displacement, they have a water drop-shaped hull, a pair of fin-mounted hydroplanes and 4 diving planes for controlling the motion of the submarine. It can accommodate 100 crew members and has a computerized fire control system. It also has a surface search radar, radar warning receiver and advanced direction finder. Powered by a pressurized water nuclear reactor engine, it can attain a maximum speed of 30 knots. Its 6 torpedo tubes can launch Chinese and Russian anti-submarine and anti-ship torpedoes. Number 2. HMS Ambush. This Astute-class nuclear attack submarine belongs to the Royal Navy. It was ordered in 1997 from GEC's Marconi Marine, presently called BAE Systems Submarine Solutions. The submarine was laid down in 2003, named in 2010 and launched in 2011. She completed her sea trials in 2012 and was commissioned at HM Naval Base Clyde in 2013. HMS Ambush is 97 m long, 11.3 m wide and has a 10 m draft. It can attain a maximum speed of 30 knots when submerged. The nuclear reactor of Ambush does not require refueling in her 25-year career. This sub can also purify air and water and go worldwide without resurfacing. The only limitation is that it can carry just 3 months of food and water for 98 officers and ratings. It can accommodate 38 weapons in 6 torpedo tubes, each being 21 inches long. The submarine can use Tomahawk Block 4 missiles for land attacks with a 1,600 kilometers range and Spearfish torpedoes. There are 7 subs in this class, including HMS Astute, the lead ship of this class. These submarines were built to counter the Soviet submarines, the fastest in the world at the time. Hence, after conducting research, it was decided that the Astute class should have a revolutionary design, an enhanced nuclear propulsion system, an integrated sonar suite, and many other features. And number 1 is USS Seawolf. Also called the SSN-21, this nuclear-powered fast attack sub is the lead ship of her class and the 4th submarine in the U.S. Navy named after the Seawolf, a solitary fish which looks scary due to its appearance. Electric Boat Division of General Dynamics was awarded the construction contract, and her keel was laid down in 1989. It was launched in 1995 and commissioned 2 years later, in 1997. The submarine is 108 m long and 12 m wide. It has an 11 m draft, 2 steam turbines, a shaft and a pump jet propeller. It can attain a maximum speed of 35 knots when underwater and 18 knots and more when on the surface. Its armament includes 8 torpedo tubes for weapons, including 50 Tomahawk land attack missiles, Harpoon anti-ship missiles, and Mk-48 guided torpedoes. The Seawolf class of the U.S. Navy has 2 more submarines, the USS Connecticut and USS Jimmy Carter. Although it was initially decided that the class would have 29 submarines, budget constraints led to the development of just 3 such submarines. Each submarine of this class cost around $3 billion, making it the most costly U.S. Navy fast attack sub. World's fastest submarines that were decommissioned. K-222 was a Papa-class nuclear cruise missile submarine of the Soviet Navy during the Cold War era. Although the Soviets thought it to be an unsuccessful design, upon completion, it turned out to be the fastest submarine in the world and the first to have a titanium hull. The sub was given many names, such as K-18 in the initial phase, which was changed to K-162 when it was being built, and finally, it was called K-222 in 1978. The K-222 displaced 5,197 tons when surfaced and 7,000 tons when submerged. It was 106.92 m long and 11.5 m broad. It had 2 nuclear reactors and attained a speed of 44 knots or 81 kilometers per hour when submerged. It had a complement of 82 and an endurance of 70 days. The K-222 was envisaged since the Soviet government was not satisfied with the Echo class of nuclear submarines, which came to the surface for firing missiles. Hence, in 1958, it authorized a program for building a submarine that would be fast and could launch missiles while remaining submerged. The submarine was commissioned in 1970 and was armed with 10 short-range anti-ship cruise missiles and 4 torpedo tubes to destroy American aircraft carriers. It was a part of the Soviet Red Banner Northern Fleet in the 1970s. However, cracks in her hull led to an extended repair period from 1972 to 1975. There was an accident in her nuclear reactor in 1980. She went to her last patrol in 1981, after which she was removed from service and scrapped in 2010.